everyone, it's Sharon here from Quantum Trance Healing, Bengal Rose Healing. So I've got my guides been nagging me to do a session with Mary, but they don't want to do a live question session. They want to just allow me for her to come forward, and she's going to be giving a message. I'm not too sure what it's about. I think it's about spiritual behaviour, to be honest, from what I'm gathering. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what she has to say. What we have to remember is our celestial guides that work with us in all areas of light work and channeling are here to help us and help guide us and give us the best advice and wisdom they can. So I trust her. It's going to be really strange because I'm actually on my own. My husband's in the other room. And I always completely trust the process, but I'll be talking to a camera and a video which eventually talk to you with Mary coming through. I'll put on there, so I'm going to go down into trance. You'll see me go down into trance. I will put on there when she comes through, because obviously when I look it back I can put the number, so that the minutes that she comes in, so you don't have to sit and watch me for 5 minutes or whatever it is. And then at the end I'll come back out, she'll step back, and then I'll come back, and then I'll finish off the video. So cool, so we'll see what happens. I'll just have a drink of water. I'm on a noisy road, so while Mary's in, there's any loud sirens or anything, it's don't worry, I'm not being arrested. It's just the police go down the road pretty fast if there's any upsets. So I'll see you all in a bit. Hello everyone. Yes, well, this is new, because normally we have Christopher with us in the room, but we like to try something new, and I am obviously her guide. I am a light conscious being from the realms of Solitarium, and John, her guide, who some of you will know is her other main trance guide, is also from the same collective as me. And there's many thousands of us at the moment, or millions should I even say, working across the planet with you. So just trust in the process and trust who we are. And for those of you who have doubt in trance, I would say to you, my friends, you are not really wakening up. You need to waken up. You need to understand that the celestial beings are communicating with Earth in many ways. And this is one of them. And it is to enhance the telepathic communication. Trance is the key for humanity's ascension. But anyway, I'm here to give a message, and it is strange, not for me, but for this one before she sat, to know that she'd be talking to a camera, or me talking to the camera through her. But obviously she's got used to seeing herself in trance now, so it is just trust in the process. And She told Christopher before we started, if I'm not back out by 7, come and get me, but I will have it well over by then. So we decided not to do a live, and family events took hold in her life today, and she's now settled in mine. So we are going to come through and I can give my message. So my message to you is about your behaviour, my friends. Those that believe they're on the spiritual path on earth. So what is spirituality? It is not what you would class as a religion. It is a way of being. It's a way of existing. It's a way of living. And I'd say to you that to be spiritual is being compassionate, being kind, being understanding. Living a life of loving your world, loving humanity, loving others. But it's very hard in what we would say in a heavy 3D reality. Because even though your earth has love, there is compassion, there is kindness there's beauty on earth, isn't there not? And that's within the human form as well as your nature. But I say to you that you must embrace the 4th dimension way of understanding and the 5th dimension way of understanding. The understanding that you can work as a whole, work as one together. And what we are saddened to see is within the spiritual community, especially in the Western world, of how some light worker channelers think themselves better than others, the way they're taught, the way they teach. But I tell you that there is no right or wrong way. And I will start with many years ago, when humanity had come out of a war and the guardians and the architects of the celestial beings decided to embrace humanity and give them a chance to survive. And that was so you did not kill yourselves with your nuclear bombs after you bombed Japan twice. It was not a good place to be, I can tell you that now. So we've brought many star children, light workers to this earth. And as you were in such a primitive state of ascension, mediumship, the old word mediumship, as we do not use that, is what was brought to humanity. Clairvoyance, physical mediumship, physical trance. It was kept under closed doors. Some would believe to be witches, and I could go on, couldn't I? But we brought it in at a low level, just to start the process of this clairvoyant connection, a form of trance connection as well, to start the telepathic progress for humanity. As the years have gone on, people have learned to meditate and enhance their well-being, and it's become very at the forefront of humanity's way of thinking, especially in the Western world with the mental health. And this is part of the plan. This is part of our plan for you. How can you achieve ascension and a better way of being and understanding if you do not know yourselves, your human form, your ethereal form, your physical health, your mental health? If you have no idea and you're drifting along in your 3D reality, you're not going to go anywhere, are you? You're going to stay in that pit hole of fear and doubt, and you will not arise above it. You will stay in that 3D reality. So to step forward into this 4th dimension that I'm talking about, it's just words. It is an energy. It is a higher ascended energy. And to exist in that energy continuously, you have to ascend. And when you reach that energy, you can communicate with your guides. It will enhance any clairvoyance that is there within you. Your psychic ability will be enhanced as well. But while this is all going on, we have been building up the levels of teaching, the understanding. So there are many of those amongst you who are more elevated than others at the moment. And this is because you have various humans at different stages of ascension because of the process since the Second World War. It has been staggered. And some of them are older. There's a lot of people coming into it late in life. This is because they've had to live a life to have that spiritual awakening. And you all have a different plan on this, I can tell you that. So as we've slowly brought in different lessons, different ways of teaching, and we've brought in teachers at certain levels and certain belief systems. So there's like trance teachers out there that have not sat in trance or experienced it and do not believe in aliens and elementals to be part of their trance. Now I say to you that if you do not understand fully what trance is and who you're talking to, you should not be teaching, my friends. This is very vital. You have celestial beings. The human essence, when the human dies, goes back to source and comes back to talk to you. The source is light. This is a celestial being. A physical celestial being can talk to you and be a guide. You must embrace this. The word alien we do not use. We wish to be known as celestial. Your guides that talk to you might come through presenting themselves as Ben, an Indian, a native Indian, or whatever. But they are all celestial beings from different planets, different realms, different collectives. The elemental beings are prominent in your Earth's existence and have been for thousands and thousands of years. These beautiful beings, from dragons, unicorns to fairies, goblins and pixies, whatever you wish to name them, and they do exist in the metaphysical level of Earth, I can tell you that now. They are part of your development. When you run a mediumship or light worker channeler group, as we now like to call it, or a trance circle, these energies are part of the energy that helps make up this circle. Your guides are in a space of unison because they come from all different sources. And when you create your spiritual circles on Earth, in whatever form you wish to create them in, healing, whatever, your guides create a unison space around you that you cannot see. And they're from many different places, including the elementals, and they come to be part of the process of the energy that's needed to enhance your growth and your gifts. So I tell you, you must trust in this process. You must trust that these beings are here. And if you have someone in a circle who connects with these beings more than others, embrace it, my friends, because they are unique. The dragon energy, as we call it, these beautiful dragon energies are very strong warriors, very strong. And if you have one of them as a trance guide, you would know about it. It's very, very powerful energy. And this one has experienced this in a sitter in one of her groups. So we embrace this in our teachings. We embrace this in her work. And the only way you're all going to grow on the spiritual path is to start this understanding that there are celestial beings of light and physical. The human essence that goes, we're not talking about the reflective soul here, which is part of the higher self. We're talking about the essence of life, the ethereal body of a human. When the physical form has gone, the ethereal body of the human goes back to its source of creation. And you would understand this perhaps as heaven, but we say it's the quantum domain, the creative, intelligent source of the universe where the overseers exist. And some would understand this as the 12th dimension of your universe. So there's a lot you need to learn yet, my friends, and embrace. And I'm not afraid to say that you are all lagging. You all really need to kick yourselves up the bum and start listening to what we have to say to you. And if you're sitting in a trance circle and all your guides are doing is giving bits of wisdom, that is the level you are at. That is the level what you need at the moment. And if your teacher's teaching at that level, that is their level. But as you grow on your journey and you work hard at the growth and the connection, and your telepathic ability and the blending of the guides gets stronger, you will start to ascend and start to get new knowledge, new understanding how everything works. And we are always giving this knowledge in channeling. My sitter here is one of the channelers of all of our knowledge. And there's many of you out there that has got this knowledge as well and is starting to give it out onto your internet and web and into your circles. Now I say to you, if you're listening and you have read about the light word changes we wish to bring in, and you're thinking, what a load of boo-hoo. I tell you, it's because you're just at that level at the moment where you're not understanding why we're changing. But we have to change, my friends. You have to change. We use the word we because we work as a collective. We work with you as a collective. We work as a team. And if you do not start to change and start to change your dialect, start to work more in the light, in the way that we are trying to bring to you, you will stay as you are in your teachings and in your development as a student of trance or light worker channeling. Now I say to you, don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to start to use this new language. All through history, language has changed and altered. People's perspective of spiritual work has changed and altered. We're now in an element where people might not understand fully what you're doing, but you're not taken off to the witches and be burnt at the stake anymore, are you? It's an open source now. You can talk about it. And the more you talk, the more you will ascend. And yes, there are those that will fall away from you from the wayside who don't understand. But do you really want people in your life that doesn't let you be your true self? I'd say no. And if it's relatives and friends, then you can perhaps keep them at a distance. Do not be afraid to speak your truth. The day you speak your truth is the day your development will ascend. The day you understand what we are trying to say to you, it is the day that you will change. It is the day of growth, a massive leap forward for you. Now, we see amongst your social media, which humanity thrives on at the moment, those who think themselves been taught better than others. Some are self-taught. Some go to colleges to be a light worker channeler, or the old mediumship communication phrase, if it helps you with your understanding. Now, those teachers that reside in those places, again, are working at a certain level of understanding. And the type of students who'll be sending there will be at that ascension level too. Now, there's many now working with us that would not be able to go to a place like that because they have a higher understanding of what is needed now and what is required. So they cannot go to those places as a student, but they could go as a teacher and bring massive enlightenment to those teachers there and the students. But those teachers would not allow them to go there because they fear change. And of course the human side would, wouldn't it? You've been taught the way you teach your mediumship. And then somebody's coming along and saying, hey, it's all changing now. We're going to start working like this. We're going to alter. It's called progression, my friends. Now, if you were working at a job and they brought in a new computer system, you wouldn't carry on working on the old one. You'll get lagged behind. You'll be on the new one. You'll be trained onto that. This is exactly the same. This is no different. You need to understand this. And we do not want to see you all having a go at each other. You must understand that some people are unique. They're very creative. They're very visual. Some are more logical. You're going to all need a different type of teaching to get you to a point where you need to be. And then when you get to that point, you can even stay there happy in your own little world. Or you could open the next door and say, right, what's this change I'm hearing about? I'm going to walk through that door and I'm going to read about it. I'm going to start to see if I can connect with this new future for humanity, the new Earth future, the quantum era. Do I understand what my soul is? Question that. Do you understand what your higher self is? Do you understand about the human essence and ethereal body? Do you understand about your physical body? Do you understand about the quantum domain? Do you understand about the quantum domain creative intelligence? Do you understand about overseers? Do you understand about celestial beings? I say to you that if you do not, you need to start studying this no matter where you are on your journey. Now, I know this will not sit well with some people if they choose to watch it, and they might switch it off. But then that is where you are on your journey. And we accept that. But what I've come here today to say is you must all embrace and start thinking out of the box. All spiritual workers, healers, the old mediumship phrase, if that makes you happy, the clairvoyants, the psychic readers, we call you psychic channelers, the light worker channelers, the holistic healers. That didn't change, we kept that, because we're bringing back many holistic healer ways from ancient times. So there's so much, we're working so hard to make a change for you. Is this all for you? This isn't for our benefit. We're not having a jolly up here. We're working really hard to make these changes for humanity, for you to change. So start studying this new quantum era. Start listening to podcasts. Read the books that we have channeled. For goodness sake, change your way of thinking. And invite these people on a more ascended path to your places to tell you about the changes that are being made. Do not be afraid. Embrace it. No one's going to think any less of you as a leader of knowledge of your circles. In fact, your students would be grateful for the fact that you've seen the light, because those students is what you should be thinking about as teachers. Those students need to understand. Now, you can tell them lots of information and they would take what they need at that time of their ascension journey. Then in a year, something else will happen with them and they will grow, and they will think back to that time they heard that person speaking, or me speaking through in trance about this, and think, oh, I understand that now. Do you see what I mean? So I tell you, you are the change. If you want to stay stagnant, that is fine, but your students stay stagnant. You must change and embrace these changes we are bringing you. And it's all out there in the channeled work we have given through this sitter. And there's others on your social media bringing the same message. You just need to search out for it. Just start looking for the signs of change. Start to understand. Start to be the true you. Now, those who listen to this, it's because you needed to. It's because you needed to understand this. There'll be many thousands that don't ever listen to it, or millions, of course, we know that. But that doesn't bother us. No. We will know that whoever is led to listen to this video needs to understand these changes that is afoot. You know, you have to get out of this selfish attitude and think, I am the ground worker. What I'm doing now is for the next generation after that. And that is what we have to think about. For humanity to survive, we have to put a lot of work in every single day to ensure that you stay on this planet. Or you will self-destruct and there will be no work and we'll just go somewhere else to do our job. That is as simple as that. You have the choice. Do you look for enlightenment? Do you look for ascension? Do you strengthen your telepathic communication so you can talk to us more? Why wouldn't you want to talk to these beautiful beings waiting to help you? And don't be afraid to speak your truth and start to put your feelings out on your social media or spiritual. If you run a circle, put out there what you learned that day from it. Start expressing yourselves in different ways. Let others see. Don't keep it all closed in. There's no point. So I'm going to end that now. So I think I've made my point. And she's going to be a little bit shocked when she sees this. But I'm going to say to her, you need to put this out. You need to make people realise that they need to embrace us. They need to understand. They need to change. And you need to be nice to each other, as you're all unique. And you must understand that we have deliberately brought people into the light worker channeling path in their own unique way, because they are unique. And the reason we have many unique workers is because there's unique humans that are going to come to them and they will embrace them. Because your world is made up of so many factions of different people, different personalities. You can't have one teaching type. But to all of those teachers, every single one of you, those leaders of knowledge, need to start embracing this new way of talking and understanding. So I shall leave that with you, my friends. And I wish you well on your spiritual path, as always. Ooh, cool. That felt intense. Well, cool. Okay, well, ooh, I have to gather myself a bit. I always come back and my eyes are always blurred. I get blurred vision when I come back. I have to let it settle. Because when your guide blends with you, we're energy and we're cells, and it affects our physical body. And when I come back out, it's like suddenly I'm coming forward, stepping back into my consciousness, and it just feels all peaceful when that happens. And then I come back round, I start to hear the traffic and stuff, and I open my eyes and it's like I've got a cloud in front of them, but it soon adjusts. It's like I've got dirty glasses. Probably have, actually. Anyway, so yeah, I would listen to that back, see what she had to say. It should be interesting. And yeah, I'll see you all again soon. So just take care, everybody, and look after yourselves. Bye.